All right. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Harriet Westmore with the More to Discovery podcast. This is the podcast that we have conversations in hopes that you lead to self-discovery. I am your host and creator of the show, Harriet Westmore, and with me is a return guest. I had to have her back because she's done so much since the last time we talked. Can go back and reference because she has added on since I think it's been about a year and a half, maybe a little longer than that since we talked last. And she has done so much, and I had to have her back. So she is on top of being, she was in the work world, transitioned into a entrepreneur, and now she is a author. I am so excited for her, and her book is called Spirit-Led Conversations. So you guys, please give it up and welcome to Miss Candice McMillian. Candice, how are you today?
I'm doing amazing, Harriet. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you. But I am so excited. We've got to get right on into it. So tell me, from the last time we talked, you kind of took us through your journey, through your transitioning from working for somebody else to being an entrepreneur. So tell me, from being an entrepreneur, how did that lead you to be an author?
Yeah. Oh, yes. So this dream of becoming an author has been one of mine since I was yay high.
So it's always been in you.
It's always. I always wanted to be an author. I was one of those kids that when I was growing up in elementary school, my parents did not allow me to watch TV during the week.
Okay.
So
Okay.
my TV, my smartphone was books, right?
Mhm.
Like, I immersed myself in books for entertainment, and ever since I fell in love with books, I always wanted to write one. So,
What type of books were your favorites?
as a kid, it was definitely fiction. I
Okay.
loved fiction, mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
I loved sci-fi, fantasy
Oh.
books. I love Babysitter's Club. I don't know if you remember hearing.
Well, that might be a little younger, my younger generation, but
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I've heard of it. I've heard of it. Right.
Babysitter's Club was huge in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And also Nancy Drew. I love
Yes.
Nancy Drew.
Yes.
So those were some of my favorites. There's another one, The Ear, the Eye, and the Arm, which was like have you heard of it?
I think so. Yeah, I think my daughter had
Yes.
mentioned it. Yeah.
It was a sci fantasy, but based in, I want to say Kenya, but a country in Africa. So that was very interesting to me, for me to read,
Mm-hmm.
and get that representation in fiction. So I always wanted to write a book, but this is a nonfiction book.
Okay.
And I'm very happy. I'm very excited about it. Yeah.
So give us a little bit of snippet of what the book is about.
Yes.
And what
So
led you to writing?
So it's called Spirit-Led Conversations, Deprogramming the Illusion and Grounding into Power and Purpose.
Mm.
And the book is essentially my intention with writing the book is that when people read it, they're one step closer to their or even diving deeper into their authentic path of purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That was a question, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? That I have been asking myself for years, right?
Right.
I think a lot of people, we all kind of ponder that once in a while. And so in 2019, as I'm in my journey as an entrepreneur, but I'm also parallel going through a spiritual journey as well.
Mm-hmm.
I actually met and connected with my spiritual mentor, the late Dr. Malidoma Patrice Somé,
Mm.
um, was a shaman and an author from Burkina Faso.
Okay.
And so his life mission was about purpose. Like he was always talking to his students about what are your gifts, what is your medicine, like you're
Mm-hmm.
here to deliver it while you are here in a human body before you expire.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
don't get distracted, right?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to get more clarity on that. And so throughout my journey, he taught me, as well as the other mentees, about our ancestors and about
Mm-hmm.
um, um, so many things to help us get on this path. And so uh, I was able to kind of tap into and get more clarity around what that looked like for me, like what my
Mm-hmm.
unique gifts were.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pondered, well, are people, when human beings live on this earth, are most of us fulfilling our purpose, right? Are we delivering our medicine to the world? Are we giving our gifts to the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't, why don't we? Like, what
Right.
are some of the blockages? And so this is kind of a culmination of all the information I learned through my personal development journey, my spiritual journey, my entrepreneurship journey, about how we can kind of uncover some of the indoctrination that we've been given, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
From media, right?
Right.
From sometimes our culture, our family, our upbringing, our environment,
Right.
around organized religion,
Yes.
around the government, the
Mm-hmm.
collective trauma that we often experience. So we experience kind of being distracted by trying to survive in.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of illuminating some of those things, some of those concepts, so that I share anecdotes on what I was able to transform within my life,
Mm-hmm.
in relation to these different indoctrination tools, right? How I was able to uncover some beliefs that no longer work for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how I think the path to someone discovering their purpose, at least for me, is uncovering uh, what isn't what isn't me.
Right. Yeah.
What have I
Yeah.
collected throughout this journey? I've taken this on. I've inherited this. I've adopted that.
Right.
It isn't me. It isn't authentically me.
Mm-hmm.
It's distracting me and leading me away. Right. So this book kind of touches on that, and it also gives people a path for them to discover what is their purpose, and how do they take a project into fulfillment that'll help them deliver on their purpose. And so it has journal prompts. It's a transformative guide, if you will.
Okay.
So
Right.
yes, and
Wow.
my spirit is delivered within the pages, within the words, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you read it, you're not only reading words, but you're being transformed by what is channeling through me, which is why I call it spirit-led conversations.
Wow. I purposely, for the audience who are listening or just listening by audio and not by YouTube or anything, I purposely put on a t-shirt that says never give up, because I'm always searching, and it is hard to find. I'm not going to tell you my age, but I'm over I'm a mature age. Let's just put it that way, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still trying to find my purpose, but I don't want to give up. I just have to. I'm still seeking. I'm still searching, and like you said, and you really resonated the words of, you just sit there and try to determine what's authentically you, and what really isn't.
Right. Yeah.
Because I think, you try to conform to societal norms and all this is going on. You try to conform to, what's going on around you, but is that really authentically you?
Right.
And for me, it really isn't.
Right.
And so I have to, I don't want to give up and to say, well, I'll go through life never, finding my purpose.
Mm-mm.
And, just what you said, I mean, and I, I'm so excited that I'm getting the copy of the book.
Yes.
Yes, I am. And, just learning how to just, go through that muck and guck and just really peel back the layers of and really find out who I really am and what my purpose is, and how do I serve,
Mm.
for my community and for the world.
Yes. Well, I believe on this, this work that you're doing here is a part of it.
Hmm. Well, more to discover.
More to
Uh, more
discover,
to discover.
but I think you're definitely on the right track.
Well, I appreciate that because I feel, speaking, meeting people as yourself, persons as yourself. I mean, I feel, that I can, it makes me feel like I do have a purpose because I'm meeting and connecting with like-minded, people such as yourself and who can actually give me tools and give us tools
Mm.
to kind of look deep inside of ourselves and
Yes.
bring whatever that discernment is, spirit led, like you said. It doesn't have to be organized religion or anything like that, but just sit and just know that discernment that you're getting your authentic self from within inside.
Yes.
So have you changed? Okay, does with you going through your journey, tell me how that affected those around you. Did people notice? Have you changed to where people are noticing you in your change in your journey, or
Mm.
are they saying anything, or what?
Do you mean since I wrote the book, or
Mm-hmm.
that,
Yeah. Yep.
since I
Since
wrote
you
the
wrote the
book?
book, yes.
Oh, that's a good question. So I pre-launched the book April 1st for just a few friends in my circle.
Mm-hmm.
June 1st was the official launch of the book. So it's on Amazon.
Okay.
And so I haven't had a lot of time to process that question, the answer to that question. But in this short amount of time, I would say the transformation is something that I'm feeling more so um, than anybody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a for just an intimate circle on Sunday, June 1st, sharing, a passage from the book and connecting like a small celebration. And
Mm-hmm.
there were friends on the call who said, Zoom call, who said, "This has always been you." um,
Okay.
they literally said to me, regardless of whether I knew them um, from my business background, or
Mm-hmm.
I had some people from middle school on there. Um, they said, it was a theme, like, you've always been like this kind of energy,
Mm-hmm.
this voice. It's just now in a streamlined, you know, uh, uh, um, um, format, like a book, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, they. So that was actually affirming, like, to hear. Um, and so the transformation really is occurring within me, um, seeing, like, birthing or rebirthing myself out into the world as an author,
Mm-hmm.
is 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 beautiful. Is beautiful for me, like, to be able to have that experience, and it's like a little bit of uh, identity shift, or a
Mm-hmm.
transformation in identity, or how I see myself in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And to get that validation for my gifts is it's very affirming to me, and I'm very happy and excited. Um, it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful.
Wow.
I've had people. The experience I've had is just people encouraging me
Mm-hmm.
and supporting me, because you know honestly, the people who might have been negative or challenged by it, I don't surround myself with those people.
True.
So
That's true. True.
and it's come a long way to get to that point,
Right.
kind of curate my community. So yeah, it's been nice.
Now, the Candace that we know now, prior and the pre-Candace before pre going into entrepreneur, being a coming an entrepreneur. If you had your book back then, how would you think that would have changed you um, in your journey before you became, an entrepreneur and an author?
If I had the book before I became
Mm-hmm.
an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Oh, it's so interesting to think about that, because the what I, the wisdom that I wrote in the book is come from that journey.
Mm.
So it's hard to imagine, um, but how it might have been different is that I might not have had the knowledge of how to promote it or what to expect
Okay.
when I'm speaking to people, because when, as you know, Harriet, like when you are creating your own idea and putting it out into the world, it's so different than tapping into someone else's idea. And
It is.
like, so it's like you're creating from the ground up, and
Mm-hmm.
it requires a lot of perseverance, and also technical. Like we were just talking earlier about my website, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
how I fixed the website glitch, and you know, um, things of that nature. Talking to people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, all of that came from all of that knowledge. At least being somewhat proficient in that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
master, but being proficient, it came from my journey as an entrepreneur, and I'm applying like a lot of the information that I've learned as an entrepreneur into my journey as an author. um, but if I did have the book, um, I'm sure I could have written a great book back then.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
but I might not have had the knowledge of how to promote it. Like the first, if I shared it with someone and they didn't buy it, like I'd be like devastated. Oh my
You're
god,
right.
buy my book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like now I know that that's kind of a part of putting an idea in the world. Like that's a part of it. So I take it less um less personally. So
That's a now that I want to expand on that because for those who are thinking about or like yourself who always wanted to write but just don't even know where to start,
yeah.
just give us a little bit of beginners, quick. I mean, how did you, bring, birth that baby like you said, and then just nurtured and just did the steps, and then finally became,
Yeah.
an author.
Yeah, so I wrote the first draft of the book last year,
Okay.
August 2024, and I wrote it in 30 days because
Wow.
I had a friend who was constantly telling, "Oh, I'm going to write a book. Oh, I'm going to write a
Mm-hmm.
book." And one day they were like, "Enough already. I'm tired of it." Like, you don't write this book if you don't have it done by September, I'm not talking to you.
Oh, so you challenged then. You had somebody that
I'm
actually,
being a bit dramatic, but they challenged me.
yeah, okay.
And I said, okay, they're right. I'm going to take that on
Mm-hmm.
and do it. And so what I did was every day I promised myself at least I promised myself I was going to write at least 100 words.
Oh, okay.
So I got up in the morning, I sat in front of my computer, like, and I tried to do that before doing anything else.
Mm.
And sometimes it just be 100 words, which is just like a small, teeny paragraph, or
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it was 500 words, right? You know, depends on how I felt for the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think for someone who wants to become an author and wants to sit and write that book, um, just making the commitment to
Mm-hmm.
yourself is the first step, and then applying the action. And the action does not have to be some grand action. It can literally be small steps every day, 100 words a day. Like whatever you know that you can absolutely do
Mm-hmm.
Monday through Sunday, right? And then if you
Mm-hmm.
can do more, great, do more. But commit to the smallest fraction, right?
Right.
And over
Right.
time, the book is done. And then all you have to do is, you know, edit,
Mm-hmm.
write a second draft, and then edit that, or third draft, right? And another thing I'll say is perfectionism. Do not get caught up in perfectionism. Because one thing I found myself grappling with, like, there's so many things I wanted to add to this before
Mm-hmm.
publishing it, and it's like it could go on forever because you're learning new things every day, you're remembering things every day, you're tapping
Right.
into a different part of yourself every day. So if you want the book published, uh, just set a deadline and publish it, right? I'm not saying don't check for grammatical errors.
Yeah.
Things make sense.
Right.
Sure, it's a reflection of your authentic expression, right? And in a way that you will be proud of. But don't fall into a perfectionist trap, because a lot of people do that. They have a book, but
Mm-hmm.
they haven't published it because they've been going over, and it's been years, and they're still,
Yeah. It's still going over and
yeah,
wow.
yeah. So the thing you can do is say, well, I can always come out with a volume 2.
Right.
I can always
That's
come
true.
up with an updated version. Just,
That's true. Yeah.
it
Wow.
it literally, you know, depending on what you're writing about, it doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
longer than 90 days, 30 to 90 days
Mm-hmm.
to write something that you will be proud of, and that other people could benefit from.
I think that's, and what you said was like consistency, even for just small steps. And I think for me, just learn, I'm not sure, and it's funny because we talked offline that
Mm.
I back in the day when I was younger, I did, thought I was wanted to write a book or something about my life, but not that I had anything exciting to talk about, but still, but I was a book reader as you. But I used to journal too, but I always stop and start and stop and start.
Yeah.
But writing a book, you got to be, even just a page or a couple of hundred of words, like you said, and stay consistent about it. And
Hmm.
next thing you know, it'll build and build and build and build, and next thing you know, you'll have your book.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's always the consistency, because I'll start and then especially at night, if I want to write all my thoughts down, I'm
Hmm.
like, well, I'm tired. I'll write tomorrow. And then, tomorrow, the same thing. I'll write the next day, next day. Next thing you know, I have empty pages in my journal and nothing, when I
Hmm.
should have been, just kind of reflecting on the day and everything. So I think, do you think, journaling for those who, before they want to start writing, or, just making a consistent, doing a consistent task,
Hmm.
what do you think, journaling first, or you could just go ahead and just
I was I think journaling is great for anyone who enjoys journaling. I use journaling for myself almost like an emotional processing,
Yeah,
like
right.
to vent and you know discover what's beneath the venting, like,
Mm-hmm.
to process my emotions and my thoughts. Um, and for someone who wants to publish a book and become an author, uh, I would say if you think you have the idea for the book
Mm-hmm.
already, just start writing it. I went through exactly what you're speaking about, like where there are days when you don't feel like writing.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't feel.
Right, right.
And but because I had made that commitment to myself and to my friend, I didn't want to like disappoint
Mm-hmm.
myself, right? Because I had done that plenty of times in life, said I was going to do something and didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just was tired of doing that.
Right.
So there were days when I didn't want to write at all, and I just forced myself to write that 100 words.
Mm-hmm.
And literally just force yourself to sit and write that 100 words is so small. It's like this much, on a page. I just forced myself to whatever the next thought or idea
Yeah.
to the previous one, I just forced myself to write that 100 words and then close the computer and touch it the rest of the day. Like, so it does something. It's like psychologically kind of psyching yourself out, because there's a part of yourself that's like wants to sabotage it. It just
Yeah.
being,
That's me. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
It's a part of being human. It's part of the human experience. And so you have to kind of know yourself and know how to override it, and like
Mm-hmm.
um committing to something, to a deadline, to yourself, and then the consistency every day doing a little bit. Those are some ways you can outsmart the self talk, the negative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, you can't do that. No, we're too tired. No, we don't want to. So yes, and then something else that helps with the writing process I forgot to mention previously is an outline. Like,
Okay.
first write an outline. When you open up a book, it'll have, if it's a nonfiction, it'll have like this table of contents.
Right.
So just write, or chapters, right? So
Mm-hmm.
just write an outline of the chapters you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that'll help give you a structure. Like, if you have a structure, and don't take long on this, right? Take a day or two, and it'll give you a structure. So, when you sit down and write those 100 words, okay, today I'm writing about ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes your brain just needs those guardrails so you can deliver whatever the small task that you assigned yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so just do that for yourself. Imagine you were teaching like an English class, and for like fourth graders, you know you would kind of treat it that way. Where's your
Right.
outline?
Right. Right.
Do your classwork. Okay, we're going to do 15 minutes of classwork. Like, still, because we all have that inner child within us that's like, I want
Yeah.
to play, I want to sleep, I want
Right.
to relax.
Right.
So just be gentle with yourself in that way. Okay, we're going to do 15 minutes of classwork. Let me see your outline. Great. And
I'm
go.
having a flashback when you say it like that.
Yes, yes. Like, we grow up, we become adults, and we think that goes away. Like, no,
No, it
still
doesn't.
need that. We still need that sort of hand holding, like, so you got to do it with yourself though, and then that's how it gets done. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's a great way of picturing it, because I'm just automatically the way you said it, it just took me back to grade school.
Yes.
And I'll overthink things. Maybe I'm just too analytical, and I make things harder than it really has to be. And I like what you said, just, about being a perfectionist,
Mm-hmm.
because if you're being a perfectionist, like you said, I mean, you'll never get anything done because it won't be, perfect the way, and it's all in your head. So
Mm-hmm.
just let things, just write it down. I mean, you can go back and edit, but just give yourself some grace and
Yes.
and
Yes.
just write.
Yes.
Going.
It's a part of what I've realized is a part of loving myself,
Mm-hmm.
that what I have to say, what I have to authentically say is enough.
Yes.
I am enough. So what I create is enough for,
Right.
you know, because what people want is, the people who are going to gravitate towards my work, they want me,
Mm-hmm.
expression of me. They don't want perfection. It doesn't exist. Like, how many times do you see someone doing something and they're making a lot of money and you're like, or they're having success with it, you're like, I could have did that better.
Right. Exactly.
I know somebody who could do
Right.
that.
Right.
But they're just like, ah,
Right.
they're like
Mm-hmm.
enjoying basking in, you know, um, and
Yeah.
you know, you and all of us, we have something to share, and the world is the world. Every day that we're not doing that, the world is missing out on it.
Mm.
The world is missing out on it, and the people who step in the void, they're going to be the folks who are not going to do it half as good as you would have done it.
There we go. Wow. There
You
you
know,
go. Yep.
God bless them. Not to try to disparage anyone. I just wanted to give an example. You know, your 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 unique gifts is what the world needs, and we're not
Mm.
perfect as human beings, and what the world needs is grace. What we need is grace and
Absolutely.
authenticity. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So right now, who is in Candace's circle? Who do you allow in your circle to keep yourself grounded and keep to be keep yourself authentic?
Yes. Um, I allow people in my circle who, number one, have great spirit, great energy.
Mm.
And so, hard to quantify that. But if I feel a resonance, and I feel a safe space,
Mm-hmm.
interaction with them, that's who I allow in my circle. I also allow people in my circle who um, are on a similar wavelength in terms of um, wanting to provide service to the world,
Mm-hmm.
right? People who are service oriented, who are progressive, who have something to share, wisdom to share with me,
Mm-hmm.
with others. Um, yeah, those are people who I tend to gravitate towards.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
So where is Candace going to be? Are you going to do a book tour, or what
Yeah.
what's what's
So
your plans?
um, I will be doing different speaking engagements. And if you guys go on my website and go into my email newsletter, I always send updates on when I will be speaking, as well as my social media. So my website is
Put it in there.
www.candice, Candice,
Okay.
McMillian,
I'm gonna
McMillian.com.
put it on there.
That's
Okay.
that's my personal website. So you'll get information on what I'm doing if you sign up for the newsletter.
All
And
one word. I'm sorry. Candice McMillian. Okay.
CandiceMcMillian.com. Yes. So I'll I'll type it in the chat for you, Harriet.
Yeah.
The,
Okay.
copy and
Awesome.
paste.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. You spelled it great. People often they go, you have two eyes, one eye or two eye. And sometimes I regret having the two eyes because people spell it, you know, and then someone else ends up with my emails. There's another Candice McMillian who spells it with one eye. And
Oh, okay.
emails for her. She gets emails for me. It's
Is
crazy.
she an author too, or you know?
We communicated because I said, "Girl, I keep getting your emails." So, the universe is funny. So that's my website, and folks who want to buy the book on Amazon, just go to spiritledconversations.com. They'll link to the Amazon site, and you can
On
purchase
the
the book.
website.
Yep, on
Okay.
Amazon, and you'll be able to see when I launch new books. It'll all be under my author page on Amazon.
Well, your book is definitely going to be part of my my personal and professional development repertoire because I have committed myself to read, you know, because I want to again learn my self discovery and learn my authentic self. And your book is going to be part of that. My my tasks and my tools to use to to better myself. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I'm so excited for you, and I've already guys, well, which I'm sponsoring myself. I'm putting in my advertising plug. I'm also, not only am I a podcaster, I'm also a travel agent. So if Miss McMillian needs travel services and you need to book hotels for her next engagement, I'm offering my services to her and
Yes.
to others. So,
Book Harriet, guys.
more travel, but that's later on. But no, I am so happy and so proud of you. It's all about lifting each other up, and
Mhm.
you just you got so much to offer um to the world and to the community, and just your energy alone, you can't help but to attract and send that positive vibes into somebody else. And I'm your book there will be pouring wisdom and knowledge, and just something to just kind of keep in your arsenal of perfection. Oh, well, not perfection, we're not going to use that word, I forgot, because we're not a perfectionist, but a way to just kind of keep ourselves grounded.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy for you and pleased, and I if you come to a city in the Midwest, I will be there with bells on. So
Oh,
I'll
that,
be on I'll be I'm on the website, I'm on the mailing list and on the subscriber list. So
mhm.
please, you guys, subscribe to her website, so you can follow her to see where her she may be to a city at a city near you. And please support.
Perfect.
So thank you so much for this, eye-opening and of wisdom of
Mhm.
conversation. You've just always been a delight. Every time, I always will. Matter of fact, I'm going to invite you back for another type of podcast that I have a partner with, and so this is the type of conversations that we have.
Yeah.
So I will talk with you about doing that type of podcast in the near future. But
Yes.
congratulations, and best wishes to you.
Thank you, Harriet. Thank you so much. Your support, your energy is much appreciated. And when we connected and I told you I wrote a book, you immediately said you got to be on the show.
Yes, you got to be on the show.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so super, super grateful. And I can't wait to see what you have coming next. It's so beautiful. You're such a beautiful spirit. Guys,
Well,
call
thank you.
Harriet. Call Harriet for your travel needs. She will take care of you.
Thank
Thank
you so much. All right, Candice. Well, peace and
you.
blessings to you.
Yes.
And we will talk with you soon. Everybody, please be safe and
Yes.
stay blessed.
Stay blessed, everyone.
All
Thank you.
righty.
Bye.